Welcome to a new episode of BLOC News. My name is Brenda Clark and I'm founder of BLOC, the local art portfolio where we represent 40 Latin American artists, which 30 are from Peru. Before telling you about Banksy's mural being erased and also Frieze London Fair's October edition was cancelled, let's first think outside the block.
Is Baker Street, change for the Bassel, Jubilee and Metropolitan line. The front two doors will not open at the next station. Please use other doors.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
The next station is Houston Square.
This video was shared in the artist's Instagram account just last Tuesday, and it was wiped out because of the anti-graffiti policy of the TfL Transportation for London just a couple of days ago. So it was just for probably a day there. What happens? The TfL spokesman said, and I'm going to quote him in this case, I would like to offer Banksy the chance to do a new version of his message for our customers in a suitable location. Wearing a face covering is already mandatory on public transport in the UK, and the spokesman adds, we appreciate the sentiment of encouraging people to wear face coverings, which the vast majority of customers on our transport network are doing. So I was going to tell you about the London October edition of Frieze Fairs that this were cancelled, but I want to go deeper and deeper about a very interesting news that I read just a few days ago in the Miami Herald, and it's about Miami Beach Art Basel edition. And it seems that, I'm guessing because of the percentage of cases of coronavirus in Florida, it seems that they're going to cancel. And also a very interesting part is that a lot of the big galleries, they are really considering about all the expenses that they have to assume in this time for this period, and also the collector. So I'm going to get deeper and deeper, but I want you to pay attention to this because it's very important how we all time have been thinking, and now I'm talking as the galleries, thinking about how fairs are so important in this industry and in this ecosystem. Playing into the decision will be financial calculations by gallery owners whose businesses have been already hard hit by the pandemic, including some of the biggest in the world. Mega dealer David Swerner, an Art Basel mainstay, recently laid off 40 employees amid an expected 30% drop in sales, for instance. Swerner, like other blue-chip galleries, received at least $2 million in paycheck protection payments from the federal government. Show booth fees, shipping, and staff travel to art fairs can amount to tens of thousands of dollars. Many galleries are closing or in danger of going under. Artsy.net reported that a third of France's art galleries expect to close by the end of the year, while US dealers predicted a 73% drop in overall gross revenue. So all of these numbers and all of this info, I'm taking this from Miami Herald. I think that it's a very, very interesting information that we have to pay attention a lot and to consider for our next moves. Remember, this game and this business, you have to play chess. It's about thinking like 2-3 moves ahead. And of course, during a pandemic, you need to figure out how to reinvent, how to make it work. And again and again, I'm not going to get exhausted of this. It's about collaboration, and it's about working with the tools that you have in your hands. I continue. Those galleries may be unable to afford the cost of attending Art Basel. Even if they can, the expenses represent a considerable risk if collectors and buyers, many of them older people susceptible to developing serious COVID-19 symptoms, fail to show up. Moreover, even if the beach fair takes place, it may be in a space reconfigured to allow for social separation, likely meaning fewer or smaller booths, if not both. Attendance would likely be limited too, though that may not be as significant because most people who buy tickets don't come to buy. It's true. So I decided to really take a look at this and decided to capture this part, a specific part, because I think that a lot of the big galleries usually, and I've explained this in one of the first episodes of the Art News, is that a lot of the revenues comes from fairs, right? And again, that connection, that exchange of information, that chance to fall for the art piece and the art piece encounters you, it's priceless, literally. And but the world is turning into a new era. The ecosystem that we knew at some point, now it's becoming into something else. So again, we have to prepare for how we're going to sell and keep promoting the art pieces and our artists. Today's special guest, we got Daniella Queirolo. She was born in Lima, Peru, and she's a contemporary figurative artist. Also, summa cum laude from Taylor School in Temple University from Philadelphia, USA. Well, I'm not going to tell you anything else because I want you to hear it from her. You ready?
Hi, Brenda. Thank you for inviting me to BLOC Art. I'll tell you about my work. I was born in Lima, Peru, and then I moved to the States to study art. I studied at Taylor School of Art in Temple University, and then I had the opportunity to live in places such as London, New York, and Philadelphia. And I think that the experience of living in those places has greatly influenced my art, which is also about the other arts like theater, dance, and architecture. Then I went back to Lima and I passed through a period of experimentation with abstract art. And then I went back to my figurative roots. And at the end, I felt reconnected with my art by mixing both styles and painting the human body in motion. By painting the figure in a more realistic style and then mix it with an abstract background, I can achieve that energy and movement that I've been always interested in. Last year, it was my exhibition at Guzmán y Lazo Gallery, and it was called Symbiosis. I think that life is a symbiosis of experiences, and my art is not only a symbiosis of the experiences I had in life, but also about energy, movement, abstract art, and figurative art, and also about that strength and sweetness that every woman has inside. I do live in a society where women are discriminated and abused, and I would love them to see that strong and free side of themselves reflected on the canvas. I do also some male figures, and they are always in search of freedom. I think of freedom, but that freedom that hurts, that costs, but that at the end, it finally elevates you. This year, I started a new collection, and I had plans to do a series of paintings inspired by the marinera dance. So I went to Trujillo to the Festival of Marinera, and I had this incredible experience. I got this overwhelming energy in this Coliseum packed with people and hundreds of dancers competing for one prize. It was an amazing experience. But the quarantine started and I changed my plans, and I started a new series based on the quarantine itself. And the first one was Grain Green, which I had the idea of bringing the color of nature into my home, because I was thinking too much at the beginning of the quarantine about that the winner in all this madness was nature. And I thought about incredible things are happening out there. And then I did this painting, which is called Rebirth, and it's about a female figure who is suspended in a new reality. One day I went out and I saw this incredible blue sky, and that I wanted to embrace her. And then I decided to put the red as a symbol of pain. And it's like if the pain transcends her, and she's in total acceptance. The last one, I did it just at the end of the quarantine, and it's called After the Storm. And it's also about a female figure who is recovering. And with that one, I was inspired by the ocean. Well, and that's it. I was very happy to share with you my work. Thank you, and I hope I'll see you soon.
I just love the flow, the movement, the passion for the art of dance that you are showing on those paintings. And well, the fact that I love to dance, that's one of the reasons why I just connected so fast with your art world. Daniela, thank you very much for sharing all that info on the video, and well, to our followers in this episode. Now, are you ready for my top picks from last week's Christie's first one global live auction? Well, here they are. In this case, my top number one was Daddy Daddy by Mauricio Catran. That was the lot number 82, and the estimate was $800,000 to $1.2 million. It was sold for $1.50 million on the phone. Number two, it was a cause, and the lot number 118. It was called Small Lie. In this case, it was a modern and contemporary art evening sales of Christies in Hong Kong. The estimate was 7 million Hong Kong dollars to 9 million Hong Kong dollars. It was sold in 7 million Hong Kong dollars. Top 3, Frank Estela, lot number 54. Repeat, lot number 54. The name of the art piece was Sharpville. Estimate in 7 million to 9 million dollars. It was sold in 10 million dollars. So you know that I get that thrill when I'm watching this auctions, and it's auction season. We still have some last auctions from Philips. I think that you can take a look to all of the dates and the ones that are left in the previous episode of BLOC News. And well, that's all for today, folks. I really hope that you enjoy it, and don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, and no one miss any of our upcoming episodes. Remember, well, keep safe, be a skeptic, question everything, and think outside the block.